Recruit Durham came and spoke with me, requesting to resign. He had a couple of reasons. First, he said he just didn't think the job was going to be for him. He said he'd weighed all the options and thought how it would affect him and his family. Another reason he also stated he wanted to resign was he did not want to get a jaded outlook on society. Ultimately, I think he was afraid of the unknown.
Once you walk out of those doors after you resign, all that stress is going to be off of you. And you're going to be able to think a little more clearly of what you need to be doing. And the next thing you know, if you decide to reapply, that's up to you, you get to start all over. The whole process again. You got to fill out those applications, you got to show up and test, you got to do the PT stuff. You really haven't seen really what the job's really about yet. Right? Because I don't know how many people are sitting in their same spot and 2 months later they're reapplying again and trying to get back to the exact same spot where you're at. Right? Because your foot's in the door. You're here. You're ready to go. I'm going to read over that right there, and if that's your decision, then go ahead and just sign your name and we'll collect your stuff and that'll be it.
Just get by yourself and really think about whether this is going to be what you want to do with your life. Don't get wrapped up in the Hollywood of it. Don't get wrapped up. You know, you can say, yeah, I know I'm going to be going to a lot of 1016s, 1087s, and that's not going to bother me. You know, and I know I could do that. It's not a fear of not being good at it, because I know I would be good at it. It's whether or not that's going to be where your heart is, and whether or not you're going to enjoy it, and whether or not that's what you want to do. Talk to your family, and you talk to your friends, your support group. You know, be sure your decisions is going to be a decision that you're going to be able to live with.
Recruit House was brought in by Corporal Miller saying that he wanted to talk about resigning today, which is not uncommon here in this first week.
It's one of these things where if I can't cut it, I don't want to get in the way. I don't want to bring my team down. I don't want to cause any problems. It just hits you all at once, and it's hard.
I don't think he has a lot of, I guess, world experience. I think he's, for the most part, just kind of been in college. Not saying that college isn't, you know, life experience, but he didn't have experience with the stress that these guys are going through. And you know, this first couple weeks is an eye-opener for most everybody. Even more experienced guys can get a little stressed out.
If I'm not cut out to do it, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste my instructor's time, and I'm not definitely going to make it get out there on the streets and freeze up.
I think he's not giving himself a fair shake. I think he's scared, he's nervous, he's not sure of himself because of what's kind of going on. And all I kind of wanted to do was make sure that he was giving himself a fair chance, because I hate to see him go ahead and resign that quick and not, you know, give themselves a chance.
I'm going to give it a shot, at least for this week, or at least the next 24 hours.
You know, that's kind of what I told him, you know, go home and think about it, and if you're just dead set on it, well, then I can't talk him out of it. But if it's a possibility to save an officer, you know, to have a career in law enforcement, I'm all about it.
I'm going to see what these next 24 hours do, and take it from there. I guess I have to take it a day at a time.
We hadn't even done any really PT yet. I mean, we've done definitely a lot of exercises, but we hadn't even done anything hard, and he's just scared of the unknown, and that's all it really was.
The hardest thing that you can do at the police department is get your foot in the door. And all 20 of these people have just now got their foot in the door. And that's the hardest thing to do. After that, it's just whether you want to be here or not, whether you got what it takes to stick it out and stay here, to get into field training to be a police officer. Because if being a police officer was being at the academy for my entire career, I would not be a police officer. But that's not it, it's a means to an end.
Yes, sir.
Go away.
Yes, sir.